guys, I am Molly with Little Roots Flower Farm. We are located in southern Minnesota. We are this is year 4 for us. And just maybe a little bit of recap about us. We are in Mankato, Minnesota, so southern Minnesota. This is year 4. We have had a challenge almost every single year. The first year I was very heavily pregnant. It was a drought year and 100 degrees every single year, or every single day. The second year we were in the process of moving and building our current home. So we did not have water and we had to do a lot of manual labor on it. It was also just taking it from what had been a farm field of like corn and beans and making it into flowers. From there, last year was going really good for us, and then in July my husband disconnected his bicep and had to have surgery, and it was just a lot for one person to keep up with, but we still had a very successful year. And then this year I have lost track of how much rain, so that has faced a lot of challenges. Spring, we had no snow this winter. Thinking, we're getting a head start on the season. Tulips were probably a month ahead of what they normally were. So tulips went really good. And then June hit and we got over 13 inches of rain. All my dahlias went underwater and they're trying to make it back, but with that amount of rain, it also gets all the nutrients come out of the soil, and we're gonna have to do a lot of health repair to our soil at the end of this season. All the gladiolas, they are still putting up braids and they're still blooming, but they don't look healthy. But business has taken off for us. This is definitely the year that it could have been a lot more than it was, and maybe have made that shift from, just a hobby to something else. But unfortunately, the weather was not our friend. So I thought it'd be fun to do a little series as far as those that are maybe a little bit newer to it or struggling, is flower farming profitable? And I would just like to say it's not going to be out of the gate. Last year, year 3, was the first year that we were profitable. There's a lot of, and it's gonna be different for everyone. As I mentioned, we just built this house, so we did not move into some age-old farm. There's not multiple outhouses and buildings that we could have used for this. So we are literally starting from ground zero. And that's can be very costly. So using what we have and just reminding yourself that profit first. Just because someone else has it doesn't mean that now's your time to have it. I love a huge shed and host classes and all that there, but right now my business motto is partnering with others who have the space. We provide the flowers and we do classes and partner that way. But yes, the goal is to have an on-site facility to be able to do that down the road. So I am behind. It is now the beginning of August, but just thought I would do a recap of kind of what June sales were. So in June, we have a self-serve farm stand at the end of our driveway. So June, it's kind of that weird month for us. It's very slow. The spring flowers for us are done. We are kind of coming out of the tulip, peonies, and we just are waiting for the rest of the field to come into bloom. Our U-picks are not active yet in June, and subscriptions have not started. So June is a very low month for us. So our profit in June was $1,648.07. And as I mentioned, we have a self-service farm stand, and we live on a higher volume road right off of a highway, not on the highway though. And of the 30 days in June, we had 22 days with sales. So there was eight days where we had nothing. So no one came. Of those sales, $563.50 was with cash. 190 was with check. That's only for people. We only accept check if we know you. So that's a rarity for us. $200 of it was through the website. I'll create links, or if someone wants to do a porch pickup, I can use the Squarespace and just make an invoice for them that. And then $694.57 was through Venmo. So I know that's a question that I see on a lot of flower pages of what payment options do you offer. Our main ones are cash, Venmo, and an invoice through our website. But with those numbers, the highest dollars that brought in were Venmo. So people definitely do like that option, especially with the self-serve. We don't obviously have that option to provide change to people. So Venmo works for that. We just have a QR code on the stand. It allows people to scan it and, just be on their way, not have exact change, and still be able to purchase something and support our small business. So we appreciate that. And then the next biggest was the cash at $563.50. So it's kind of almost, a 40-60 split there. And each month's a little bit different. So I will do a video on July, but I've kind of already looked at that. And, we started our U-Picks last weekend. It was a little late just because some things we had to restart due to weather, and some things are just kind of stunted or slow due to all that rain, because it still hasn't stopped since June. It's just not maybe every day. It's dumps though when it's on us. We had a day last week where we got 5 inches, and then this weekend we got another 3 inches, just all in a very short amount of time. So unfortunately the weather has been our challenge this year, but I can tell you that July's numbers have, I think we're up in close to 5,000 in sales for that, but we'll do a video on that here in the near future. Or if you have any questions, drop them and we can kind of do a Q&A video as well. Thanks for joining.